Disclaimer: the views, opinions, and insinuations made by the host or guests do not reflect those of the show, the management, and the network. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good evening, everyone, and broadcasting beyond borders, the message of the truest tribe of coaching entrepreneurs and independent service provider from the Philippines. This is Coach Tin for Project Real Talk. Now on season 2 here at Think Talk Broadcast, the flagship community project of coaching Think Talk speakers from Life Coach Philippines and members of Coach A coaching community. And I'll be back shortly with my guest, Marie Dizon, a mom and a wife and a corporate executive who has learned the skill to balance work and life. And she is from San Juan City. Welcome to the live streaming of Project Real Talk, airing every Tuesday at 8 p.m. inside Think Talk broadcast. In this show, I want to help women by restoring fidelity in themselves, wherein fidelity means being true to one's essential nature, knowing who you are, what you want, and where you want to go. You are not bounded by the roles that you play. You can also give love and safety when you have loved yourself and secure yourself to be safe in everything that you do. Broadcasting beyond borders of the Green City, Pasig City. On the 11th day of October 2022, I am life coach Tin de Joya. I am a certified CACC life and mental health coach from Life Coach Philippines. I am a mom, a wife to a life coach, and a woman who believes that we can rise up above the stereotype when we stand and believe in ourselves. I am also a public speaker, a mental model collector, a master builder apprentice of Master Coach A, and a relationship coach helping women gain the confidence in themselves to live and love again. Our mission here at Think Talk Broadcast is to get closer to our kindred and serve better our coaching tribe. We envision being the go-to network for content that connects the mind, heart, and soul through the platform of life coaching. And by serving in this digital space, the change I want to see is more women who has the self-fidelity to be themselves, to nurture better family relationships, to create real men and women according to God's design. So for tonight, I have a very special guest. Matagal ko na itong inaawitan na samahan ako sa show ko. I call her Sis Marie, and she's an experienced leader and speaker in the hospitality industry and client services to a forex trading. Her ability to assess and train people made her a woman to be reckoned with. But at the end of the day, she is a mom to two beautiful teens and a loving wife. So let's welcome on screen my guest for tonight, Marie Dizon.
Hi, Coach Tin. Good evening, and thank you for having me here. It's been a long time. I think before pandemic, that was the last time I saw you, but it's always a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you so much for saying yes to me. I know you're a busy person and it's not easy really to get your schedule, but thank you for saying yes. And I am really excited for your story. I know there's a lot that you went through, but there's one beautiful story that you have shared during the pandemic. But before you share that story, tell the people who you are. Usually when we introduce ourselves, 'di ba? Madalas sinasabi natin, I'm a mom, I'm a wife,
Mhm.
I work here like this, like that. But taking off everything, kung if you will be able to introduce yourself without all those the things that we have acquired, the status that we have. Sino si Sis Marie?
Okay. Sino si Sis Marie? Well,
Mm.
of course, I'm a person who loves to be around a lot of people. I think service is really my number one thing. That's why I've been in the ministry. I've been in training department. There's so many things that I've been doing, and those are the things that I love most. I love to talk. Obviously, I've been in this field for over 10 years. So more than I am a mom of two, just like what you said. I've also been in a relationship, marriage with my husband for over 18 years. And more than that, I also am part of a group for, I think, part with you. I've been
Yeah.
serving in the church for more than, I think, 12 years. So that's me outside the corporate setting. So that's more to me than what everybody knows outside.
Yeah. I was really curious about what you have been doing, sis, no? Kasi when we get to know each other, I know we had that one moment that we were able to talk, and you were in the hospitality industry. How did you come about that particular profession?
To be honest, I've always been, I started off in the hotel industry probably, I think it was 2006. I started as an agent, okay, coming from the US.
Mm.
I came back here because of my husband, who's never been to the US. So I gave up my green card because of love. I know a lot of people would say, Bakit? My God, everybody wants to go to the States. But I think you risk everything, I know, when you fall in love. So I became a housewife for 2 years. And then at that point, parang feeling ko, I think I have something to offer. I think there's something more that I can do out there. So just like what I said, I worked as an agent for like over 10 months and worked my way as a team manager for a hospitality global reservations, and that's in Makati. So I started as an agent and then worked my way as a team manager and then moved to the property set up in here in Ortigas and handled both hotels, which is, can I say the name?
Yeah.
Crown Plaza and Holiday Inn. So I was a reservations manager for a couple of years, and then that's where it all started.
Yeah. I was interested with that now. Sabi mo kanina, brother Joseph has not been to the US, but you met each other and you gave up your green card. Uh, at times we make decisions, 'di ba, out of love. And ano yung what was the triggering point or factor that made you decide aside from love? Kasi syempre, it's a risk that you're gonna take and you will never know kung ano
Mhm.
talaga yung ano nun, 'di ba? But um, 'di ba minsan when we get into a relationship and we fell in love, at times napipicture na natin na ito na talaga yon. But at
Yes.
times naman parang hindi pa, no? What was how did you make that decision? I know it's a hard decision.
It was really because before getting into that, what do you call it? Before I made the decision, it came to that crucial part. Now we almost broke up because I left for the U.S. and supposedly he proposed to me. Sis, Tin. He already proposed to me. We were supposed to get married. We parted ways for about 6 months. Medyo naging cold na siya, and I think that was a turning point that he said, if I'm gonna stay there for a long time, then the relationship may not work. So that was a deciding factor, whether it's career or whether it's my 8 year relationship with this person. Because I've been going back and forth in the US. So it came to that point where are we going to decide where are we? Because I cannot go to the US. I mean, he cannot go to the US. I cannot stay in the Philippines. So saan ba talaga kami? So you are right about that. 7 years or 8 years in the relationship, you really have to come to a decision. And I think love was able to conquer that. No, so I don't know if it was a good decision, but I think it is now. But back then, parang sayang. But yeah, I think that was a turning point. Fear. I have to admit, there was fear that I might lose this person whom I spent so many years, and I can't picture myself being with someone different. So parang yun yung nag-trigger doon. I know that it's not a good decision, it's not a good thinking, but back then it was the right thing to do.
Yeah. When we make decisions naman kasi sis, at times ano siya eh, pinag-isipan naman talaga siya. Pero yung moving forward nun, hindi natin alam. But of course, there's always a way that we can manage naman, 'di ba? What was the kung titingnan natin, syempre nag-risk ka, you took the risk, and you said yes to Brother Joseph without really even knowing what you are giving up. So, what was the most valuable, I think, ano yung pinaka, kung sasabihin natin, something that made you hold on, that allowed you to go through the journey and
Uh,
working your way. Kasi alam ko naman, ipapass mo siya eh. Hindi ka naman yung parang kesera-sera, di ba?
okay. Well, just like what I said, pabalik-balik ako ng US, di ba? So it was like 2 years here, 1 year there, and another 2 years. So parang I realized I was away from my family also. I didn't have my mom and my dad. I didn't have any support system. So parang, and of course, it was different when Joseph was around. So it was really more of what I experienced because when I was working in the US, I worked 2 jobs. I worked 16 hours a day, 6 times a week. So maybe that was the deciding factor na parang ganito pala dito. Parang I did work abroad because I don't know, parang during that time I was working fast forward eh. Fast forward. And, parang is it really worth it to really work so hard and then pero I did not feel fulfilled nung time na yun. Even if I was earning dollars, I worked in the hotel industry back then. I was trusted by the owners of it's called Sea Ray Yacht Ports. So I handled the admin part, and they were offering me promotions. But at the end of the day, I would come home tired, and then like minsan I would find myself parang, is this really fulfilling? 'Di ba? So, parang tama ka, it wasn't kaya sira-sira na, ayoko na, I give up. Pero more than that, parang I also saw that if I make that decision, it's either I might get used to it and probably lose that relationship that I built for 7 years with my boyfriend back then, which is my husband. And here I'm gonna have to start over again. So I had to really make that choice on the third year of my stay in the US. So I did say, and I was promised, Sistine, kasi I was promised na he had a good, I mean, back then, maganda yung negosyo ni husband kasi he was in the fish port business. Income wasn't a problem back then. So he said, we can start our life here. And you don't have to go back and work 2 jobs and there. So I think that was the deciding factor. Parang there were plans along the way, but I have to say that it didn't really prosper as it was planned out. And that's when all the adjustments and the struggles came about. But again, if I would say, I think it was still all worth it.
Yeah. Kasi, when you get married, no, and being far apart from each other, it's not really like creating that ideal family. Kasi ang picture naman taga natin ng family is we're together and everything. But yeah, things will work out well if you really help each other. What was the hardest part, or what was the most yung parang pinakamahirap na struggle that you have encountered, and how did you go through it? How did you overcome
Um,
it?
in our marriage,
Yeah, in your marriage.
okay. Actually, there were a lot, sis. Name it, financial sickness. But I would have to go through that part where back in 2011, everything, we were starting our family, yung mga bata, they were only 6 and 7 years old, or barely seven pa lang ata yung isa. So we were happy. We didn't have any problems then. He had a job, I had a job, and all of a sudden, boom, na aksidente ako. So that accident was supposedly, we felt it was just minor. I fell, hit my head on the ground, and 3 months after, I went back to work, and then I had my check, and that's when the diagnosis was found. So it wasn't just a normal subdural hematoma where akala natin nauntog lang tapos nagkaroon ng slight bleeding, no? So actually it was an incidental finding. So sabihin na natin it was a blessing in disguise because that was the time that they found out that I actually had brain tumor. So if you ask me, that was the hardest part of the relationship, but it was actually the part where mas naging close kami mag-asawa. Mas na-appreciate ko yung asawa ko. Kasi prior to that, ang dami na namin na pagdaanan ng problema. You know, raising kids, di ba, hindi naman madali yan eh. Kasi when we got married, everything was beautiful. Everything was teddy bears and rainbows. Di ba? We started out with that. So ang saya-saya namin. And then the responsibility started building up kapag nagkakasakit. And then the business wasn't doing well. It wasn't flourishing. Tapos during that time, syempre, nagsisimula pa lang ako sa trabaho and I was not covered by HMO. So whenever my kids would get sick, it has to be sa pocket namin. And going back to that scenario, nung nagkasakit ako and I was diagnosed with meningioma, I realized that, is this real? Is it really happening to me? Why? I don't have any history. My family never had any history of this. Where did it come from? Was I stressing myself too much? Is it because of all the things that I've done in the past that really brought about? Parang naipon siya and then ang dami-dami. And I was thinking, sabi ko, oh my God, baka, you know, how many years do I have to live? And then like all these things were started to happen and parang nag-iiba na rin yung ugali ko noon. Kasi I was feeling baka anytime I might leave na, or I was going through depression. I was going through that, but my husband stuck with me and he made me see his other side on a different light. Na mas nakita ko yung presence niya, mas nakita ko na kung mahal niya ako before, mas minahal niya ako at my worst. So yun yung parang masasabi ko in our relationship, it wasn't really at the point where we were when everything was prosperous, you know. It was actually during the part where during the adversity where I really felt that our relationship was really doing well. If that's how I would say it. So that's how I would answer your question, sis.
Thank you, sis. It's really inspiring, no? Kasi ito yung mga moments na we have to, minsan hindi mo alam kung magi-stay ba yung partners natin, lalo na pag may sakit ka, di ba? Through thick and thin, for better for worse, in sickness and in health. However, there's a lot of stories na minsan nakikita mo na wala talaga, iniiwan kasi may sakit. But with you, Brother Joseph really stick with you and help you went through the worst part of your life. So punta naman tayo sa pagiging mom and working. Kasi yun yung that is the part that is really so hard to balance. How did you manage balancing being a mom and working?
If I could go back and reflect, no, sis, it wasn't easy because just like what I said, when Brother Joseph and I started the marriage, he had a really good business. It was flourishing. It was good. It was successful. And it was very timely when I decided na, sige, magtatrabaho na ako. Unti-unti naman nagdidwindle yung trabaho niya, yung business niya. So while it was dwindling down, I was actually leveling up. So it good and bad in a way, pero mas I was motivated because I was seeing na medyo nahalata ko na yung husband ko pala, hindi siya sanay to actually feel or experience failure. Okay? I saw that because ever since for 8 years or 7 years in our marriage, he was always the happy one. He was always there, out there with his friends. You know, pero nung nakita kong hindi na nagiging okay negosyo, hindi siya makakope. Okay? And I saw that. And that's when I realized that he started developing panic disorder, anxiety. And nung una, to be honest, I wasn't a believer of mental health. I think back then it wasn't like, it was more of, ano ba yan, ang hina-hina mo? Why couldn't you like, look at me. I'm a woman. Pero ikaw, why are you always in your room? Ako, we have to fight this for our kids. So it was a never-ending argument. It was a never-ending discussion. Hanggang sa na-stress siya. And I realized I wasn't really helping him. I thought from being so harsh, from being so tough, that it would really develop to something better for him. But it did not work that way. So, yun nga, so while he was dwindling down, I was moving up the ladder. And that's when I got into the hotel industry. I met a lot of people that trusted me. Hanggang it led me to training. So training opened a lot of doors for me, and I became a consultant after how many years? And that's where it started in terms of how my career went.
So it's really not easy having a husband who's not ready, or who's not able to accept failure, 'di ba? Kasi knowing Brother Joseph, he's really a happy guy. Yung
Oh yeah.
lagi lang siya nakangiti and all, 'di ba? So hindi mo alam kung may pinagdadaanan na. So how was it coping up with, in your case, how did you help him? Kasi hindi siya madali. Sabi mo nga you've been into a lot of arguments, and was there ever a point that you almost called it quits because he's into that depressive state? Like, of course panic attack can cause you that anxiety, and of course it will also question your capacity, that often leads to depression.
Right.
So how did you manage with that?
Actually, it was difficult because you would have to deal with it every morning and every night. Every little thing is a big deal. So, medyo madi-describe ko nga yung before chaotic. It was chaotic at home. Even like for example, because I wasn't understanding his situation. Kakain kami in the dinner table. Kids were there having fun. Little mess here, little mess there. It's gonna blow out of proportion. So magagalit siya, and I would have to call his attention, and he would have to fight me. So it went on for a long time. I would always be in defense of my kids, for my kids. Tapos, even if I try to be the wife and understand him and try to talk to him, sis, it's hard. Kasi parang up to what extent ka hahawak doon? Up to when ka magdi-deal sa ganong klaseng environment for you, di ba? So, now to go back to your question, how did you deal with it? I think whatever happened to me, I gained a lot of strength from being sick, and I had to fight over that to make myself better. And while I was sick, my husband developed panic disorder and depression. So maski may pinagdadaanan ako, I need to get up and really to make ends meet, kasi nandun yung mga bata may nakadepende sa'yo. So, do you take it against your husband? I would have to say during that time, yes, I did. Pero I also have to say that one of the biggest factor that really helped me was when I joined a community. There was some sort of like a support. Siguro from Monday through Friday, there will be a lot of arguments. There will be a lot of things na pointing you're wrong, pointing that you should be doing this. Pero pagdating ng linggo, that's when everything dawns on you. Kaya nga tuwing linggo pag nandun ako sa community, wala akong ginawa kundi I would be like in tears kasi dun ko lang nalalabas lahat. And I think that was therapy for me as well. Tapos the people that you meet with the same similar stories, and I did just like probably you and your husband, I served in the ministry for married couples for 5 years. And the reason we did that is because we see ourselves in them. And then tapos parang we want to bring it out there and say, we've been there before. And if we're able to come as far, so far from in this marriage, you can too. So parang naging ano na namin na even if we have so many flaws or flaws in our relationship, we still see the beauty kasi hindi na kami parang, oo, we're not perfect as what I've been saying, no, yung stories ko talagang you would say na si Sis Marie has gone through a lot, pero something was really keeping me together. Something was really keeping me together. It's beyond and it's bigger than I am. So I think that's one of which.
Yeah. Hindi po talaga madali living with someone who has like in our case, uh Coach Sean, ngayon lately na lang yung diagnosis niya. But yung moment na hindi din ako normal. I have that, yung depression na minsan hindi mo alam kung bakit ka nalulungkot, ba't ka umiiyak ng walang reason. Tas we would often argue kasi hindi niya na alam. Parang, ano ba, may kasalanan ba ako, etc. Pero I really cannot explain. So, it's hard living with someone with mental health issue. But it's possible to go on with life. And the community would really help. So if importante talaga na you have a community that you can go to because that community will be able to sustain you even at your deepest, up on your darkest hours. Because life is not perfect, especially in marriage. It's not always a bed of roses, just
Mhm.
like how people see it. And being able to share our story as well can help others. So, thank you for the vulnerability, sis. Kasi hindi lahat ready mag-share ng ganung ng part ng life nila, no? And with everything that happens, is there still something that you want to achieve? Like for yourself, for the family?
Mm, well, right now, to be honest with you, after what happened in the pandemic, parang it brought a lot of realization. Because prior to that, I've always been very career driven. I always want to make sure or assure that my kids will be in a better place after many years or probably pagdating, nakaplanado na lahat. And then even me, kaya nga parang I even in the situation of my husband, I realized that I was able to somehow build the family, of course, together with my husband. Kasi hindi ko naman din kakayanin yun to work, and then if he wasn't there to actually look after the kids, and then also other things. Maski sabihin na natin I was the one working or what, kasama pa rin natin yung asawa natin Hindi pwedeng isa lang. Anyway, if there's anything that I want to achieve, actually, there is really one more thing that I want to do. It's I'm not sure if it's something that you can. Not everybody will agree, but I just see that there is really something more than life than just my dreams of achieving, a house, living outside the country, which is one of our plans. Pero it's really on how I can be used in a purpose for something bigger than where I am now, which is lagi ko naman nararamdaman na each year or each time I have been used, and I will be used for something. And it's just a question mark right now as to where it is, but I see that there is something coming. I just don't know what it is, but it's really something bigger, a purpose that I want to understand soon.
Yeah. Sis, at times there's really that maybe a void, or there's something that you're trying to find out. Kasi you would always feel that God is leading you somewhere. There's always that longing. There might not be a picture yet, but you are being reserved for something bigger. So the plans that we have at times, it's not really in our control. But given a picture, let's say God says, okay, I'll give you what you want. What is really that picture of that something that you want? Sa tingin mo, if you make an assessment of the life that you have, saan ka kaya pwedeng dalhin? Or ano yung napipicture mo that God will use you for something bigger? Given a choice. Pero bago mo syempre sagutin yan, we're gonna be pausing for a break, and you'll answer that when we get back. So
Yep.
see you in a bit.
As a business owner, are you overwhelmed by the need to post beautiful, engaging content every single day? Are you left wondering what to write? Tired of scrolling through stock photos that all start to look the same? Confused by complicated graphic design programs? Rise Up Creatives is here to help. Each month, we give you everything you need to create 31 days of social media content in just 5 minutes a day. Customizable captions, curated lifestyle photos, a drag and drop graphic design tool, and the ability to post directly to your social media accounts. No one else empowers you with these 4 resources all in one place. Each month, we help you plan your social media calendar by providing you with 31 image themes and customizable captions so you can quickly and easily create engaging content and grow your following. Simply select the image that works best for your feed or story. Then, copy the caption and customize it to fit your audience. 5 minutes a day. It's that quick. Plus, you'll absolutely love our drag and drop graphic design tool. Start from scratch or choose one of our beautiful templates to fit your unique brand. When you're ready to export your design, you can download, email, or post directly to your social media accounts. Here's the truth. Our world needs what you have to offer. Don't let technology or procrastination hold you back. Rise Up Creatives is more than an online resource. We're a community helping you overcome your biggest barriers to reach your greatest goals. We're here to help you rise up and be creative.
And we're back for the second part of our season 2's 24th broadcast of Hashtag Project Real Talk, brought to you by B Cup Coffee Republic, the coaching hub of Life Coach Philippines, and our home as professional certified CACC life coaches. Meet our coaching tribe at B Cup Coffee Republic, located at Pioneer Center Compound along Pioneer Road, corner Brixton and United Streets, Capitolio, Pasig City. You may come for dine-in or visit for coaching services from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Saturday to Thursday, but you may also join the community nights every night happening daily from 7:30 p.m. onward. So for today, it's a Tuesday, so it's Master Coach Jasmine doing the Groove Tuesday. It's all about habits. So if you're someone looking how to build consistency in your habits, that is Master Coach. On Wednesday, it's Purpose Wednesday, away in a day with Coach Rizal. So if you're someone looking for your purpose, or you already found your purpose but you don't know how to start it, then it's Coach Rizal that you need to connect with. On Thursday, it's Strengthening Thursday, Coaching for the Soul with Master Coach, where Master Coach talks about things that can better your soul. The soul is not the spirit that we all know, but it's really more of our thinking, our action, and our feelings. So join us. And this coming Thursday, it's the fifth part of the science of getting rich. So join us on floor. And of course, Friday, it's a rest day for us. We're going to be back on Saturday. So 5 Saturday, open mic with Coach Orville, where Coach Orville hosts the open mic where you can sing, you can do your poetry, you can play the instruments that we have there over at the Cup. On Sundays, it's Comfy Sunday, Sundays for Life with Coach Sean, where he talks about creativity. Creativity is not just about the performing and visual arts or theater arts. There's also creativity in life. And of course, Monday, Nurturing Monday, it's with me, Walk Along with Coach Teen, where I talk about relationship, but it's not just a relationship with others, but relationship with yourself. It has to start with you. And our coaching hub is also an event place and a venue of choice for face-to-face classes, training, and private functions. So please connect with Coach Rizel at 0917-586-1661 for inquiry and reservation. And if you're one person who desires to experience transformation in areas of health, wealth, and relationship, Then I invite you to join us inside Be Learning Society as one of the mental model collectors with full access pass to the monthly mental model masterclass of Master Coach A that is exclusive for Be Learning Society members only. Be Learning Society is the tent maker of Be Learning homes for mental fitness, and on top of the food and beverage discount we enjoy from Decaf Coffee Republic, mental model collectors also benefit from a 90-minute free coaching session with senior coaches from Life Coach Philippines. Think Talk broadcast is powered by Rise Up Creatives Worldwide, the social commerce turnkey solution provider that helps entrepreneurs and business owners to leverage the power of content marketing to provide value, improve engagement, and increase revenue with the investment of just 5 minutes every single day. Visit www.riseupcreatives.com to learn the benefits of lifetime members like me and discover how you can rise up and be creative in growing your business. You know, it's really 5 minutes to do it. So we always have this 5 minute mastery. So we're back from the break, and of course, I want to call back in my guest for tonight, Sis Marie.
Mm.
Hello,
Hello
Sis.
again.
Yeah,
Hi.
I hope you got hydrated. And before we pause for our break, I left you with a question. Let's say you were God said to you, I want to give you what you want. What is the picture of that life now where God will be using you? Is
Actually,
there a picture that you see?
actually, it's been there. Just to give you a background, just like what I said in the hospitality industry, I've always been managing people, right? And I've never had any other responsibility but to manage a team. And then all of a sudden, in one of my job interviews in the hotel industry, there was an opening for a similar position, pero binigay sa akin is training. Okay? But I've never been a trainer before. So sabi niya, may nakita daw siya sa akin na might be suitable for that. Just to cut the story short, parang feeling ko it's in preparation. Why did I say preparation? Because this happened before I was diagnosed, before my
Mhm.
accident. So
Yeah.
back then, I was already speaking to people, talking to people, and I was conducting training. So the accident happened, and after that, it led me to the community, and the community asked me if I wanted to lead worship. So, syempre kung hindi ka sanay sa tao, you won't be able to face them. I mean, you won't be able to stand on stage and all that. But I think it was a preparation talaga eh. So I did
Mhm.
worship leading for 5 years. And that led me to a lot of, like, in terms of lead worshiping, talking about my experiences. And I think if you ask me, it's still going to continue on. I will still be able to go out there, even at my old age na siguro, to testify for what he has done for me. Kasi no matter how complex and how hard life has been, parang you would realize, no? Ito yung buhay ko, pero how was I able to, from point A, naging, inabot ko yung point Z, di ba? Parang hindi pa naman doon. Pero what I'm saying is how this is how far I've come, right? This is how far I've come. And how did I get here from over there? So it just couldn't be just me. There, I mean, so parang ngayon, I'm still active in another community, but this is more on a relationship base. And I think it's leading now for few outreach programs. So right now I'm quite active on outreach. It's something different. It's not about me now. It's not about just testifying, but I think it's more of having that different level of faith and relationship, I guess. And now it's bringing out to those people who are in need. So it's gearing towards that, sis. It's gearing towards that.
So outreach, more of being able to give more. And if you could give more value, ano yung nakikita mong pictures is na if for example you do an outreach, what is it that you want to see in the people that you help?
To be honest, we do have an objective. I mean, this group that I have now, it's really more of spreading the good news. So
Mhm.
it's about that, giving hope to those that are not. I mean, that don't have hope
Yeah.
anymore. Those that don't know where they can cling on hope to. I mean, I can go as deep as how you would, but that's where it's leading me to, sis. So I think that's where it's going to be in the future. Pero hindi pa naman ano eh. It's been a series of plans already. So there was one that happened last month, and there's gonna be another one, and so there's gonna be a series of that. So yun yung community namin right now. So
Yeah.
we're busy doing that. So it's different. It's quite different. So parang magugulat ako, ba't ako na-lead doon? Parang I never pictured myself na dati parang I'm a trainer, I'm this, I only speak to corporate. Tapos dinala naman ako sa community to do worship leading. And now it brought me to another community and it's leading me now downwards. Parang go out there and reach for the others naman. So
Yeah.
that's
Well, it's a
where
different path, no? And I hope one day I can do a collab with you or maybe help you out, do something for the people that you're helping. So let's talk more about it on a different day.
yeah.
So yeah, I wanna offer something as well. So sis, maglalaro lang tayo ng there. I am gonna give you 7 to 8 questions. We're just gonna play. There's no wrong or right answer. It's you. Let's just have fun. Okay,
Okay.
ready? All right.
Okay.
So fill in the blanks. Blank excites me.
Movies,
Movies. So, love mo pala ang movies. Ako naman
Netflix,
books. Yeah. Blank makes me cry.
old people on the streets,
Mm, yeah, same way. I love blank.
children, my children,
My favorite food is blank.
dried fish. To be honest, I love dried fish.
Oh,
If I can be more
really?
specific, I love dried fish. You know the tuyo and all that. That's my favorite.
Oh, really?
I know, really. Everybody would be
Parang,
surprised.
yeah, I am surprised kasi knowing you, parang 'di ba, you grew up in the States, you've stayed in the States, and kumbaga, you're not really exposed to dried fish, but yun talaga yung naging favorite.
Oh, with sinangag, of course. You can if you present me steak
Yummy.
and dried fish, I'd take the dried fish. Mhm. Yeah,
Surprising. Sige. Um, when I am alone, I blank.
I pray.
If I could go somewhere, I will go to blank.
The U.S. because my parents are there right now.
I can live without blank.
I can live without soft drinks.
Oh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm.
you
Yeah,
really do. I
I
was
do.
surprised because I know you're a health buff. I saw you doing the jump rope, maintaining your
Um,
health.
yeah, but soft Coke Zero.
Para daw ano, Coke Zero.
Coke Zero. Basta Coke siya, pero every time na I order, but not naman at home. When
Yeah.
I'm outside, talaga I have to have my Coke Zero. I don't know. It's like refreshing here, you know.
Yeah. But sige, thank you so much for playing, sis. Nakakatuwa, no? I
I
discovered
know.
some things that's really surprising, like the Toyo and the Coke Zero.
No, no, everybody,
Yeah.
those that really are close to me, they would know. They would really know na how I would always look for that and match of salted egg and tomatoes. That's life for me. That's really life. Comfort food.
Yeah. Sige. My show is more of hashtag Project Real Talk. So that means real conversations between women. No holds barred conversation actually. So if you could do a no holds barred conversation with your children, especially your daughter. For example, your daughter is gonna get married. What 3 things can you tell her that can help her make it through the marriage? Halimbawa, wala na kayo.
Oh wow. Well, I always tell them naman that well even before I mean if I'm talking to my daughter before she gets married or before she even finds the right man, I always tell her to find someone who loves God more than he loves you. That's number
Mm,
one. Number two is someone who will respect her at all times. Definitely. Um, I already am instilling everything to her. Those two things. But the third one, if she is going to get married, what are the thing? What other thing am I going to tell her? Um, just just make sure that she looks after herself. I mean, it's okay to take care of the family, make sure that they're okay. But what's really important, one thing that I realized, I've seen it in my friends, I've seen it in myself, to also look after yourself. Because if you can't look after yourself, then how can you look after your family? So those are the three things that I would always tell her.
I agree, sis. Importante din talaga na it's really important that you look at after yourself. You know, we always say here in coaching that you cannot give what you do not have. It's not because you're being selfish, but it's a primary important that you are able to do your self-care.
Yes.
Self-care kasi is malalim eh. Hindi siya basta ka lang na you have the me time and all. It's more than that. So, if you want more of that conversation, join me inside the Women's Epiphany Coaching Community or my community. And of course, um, here in TikTok broadcast, you will see a lot of shows that's gonna tell you how it is to really care for yourself so that you can care for others. And before final words is, but before that, one final question that I have for you. If you could change something for the better in your life right now, is there something that you want to change, and what would it be?
Um, if there is something that I could change, I still have this
Mhm.
tendency to go back to what the things that I wasn't able to do before. That when I think about that, I wish I did that, because if I did that, then things would have been different. No, but the thing is, because I do have my faith, I could capture that thought. But the thing is, it always goes back. So why do I say that? Kasi parang katulad nung, why did I give up my green card? Why did I do this? So there's like whys na parang thinking it would have been better if I didn't. But I realized, lahat naman ng nangyayari, meron siyang purpose. The reason why it happened is because it will always be for the good. So yun na lang yung
Yeah.
nilalagay ko sa isip ko. But if there's something that I want to change, I also want to stop thinking about what I wasn't able to do and accomplish before.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's God's plan that we cannot control. He's the one in control. So thank you so much, sis. And final words, if there's someone listening out there and undergoing a lot of struggle in their marriage, caring for their
Mhm.
kids, their family, what would your one
Mhm.
advice be?
Well, one of my advice first, as a mom, um, we can always be driven. We always want the best for our children, but being intentional and always giving time for them is most essential. Because at one point, darating din yung time na baka pagsisihan natin, we realize na sayang, sana nandun ako sa event ng anak ko, sana nandito ako. So that's one of the things I realized, time and being intentional. It goes both hand in hand, but that's one thing, being a mom. Kasi pwede mo naman gawin pero dapat hindi ka mawalan ng oras. Pangalawa, bilang asawa, talagang kailangan, it's easy to give up. It's easy to say it's over, but tandaan lang natin na it's a phase. We will all have to go through that. But once you realize that, wag mo na lang punahin lagi yung kakulangan ng asawa mo. Kasi they will never ever be the person that you want them to be. Sabi nga natin, when we always try to change them, they will not change, because what we need to do is anchor ourselves on the one bigger than us, and that's God. When we anchor ourselves to Him, then He will do the work for us. That's one thing that I learned in this marriage, no? Kasi maski anong pilit mo na baguhin yung asawa mo, I think there is, kasi when you anchor yourself to God, parang ikaw din magbabago and then you realize it also changes the way you would treat your marriage. So I think it goes hand in hand, that. And pagdating sa, was there another question about as a
Being a woman, what's the value
being
of
a
being a
woman?
woman at this point?
Okay. I think, ngayon ko lang nare-realize is na napaka, it's so beautiful to be a woman. Um, like for example, the gift of being a mom and being able to look after the family, it's a gift, and being able to support your husband. Alam ko napakahirap eh. Minsan kasi nandiyan yung ideal relationship mo eh, ideal marriage. But then when you look at the totality, no matter how imperfect your marriage is or your family is, it's still going to be beautiful because you guys you both worked at it together. So, yun lang. Parang, I think that's about what I can say about being a woman. It's just beautiful to become just a mother and just a wife to support and a mom that, that's going to be there for your kids. Yeah, that's it for me, sis.
Thank you so much, sis, for all the words of wisdom that you have shared tonight. And I hope the people who have joined us, like the coaches who have joined us here, we have Coach Nords all the way from Benguet. We have Coach Joanna from Laguna, Coach Marifer from Tacloban. We have also Coach Glacy all the way from Japan. Thank you so much for joining us. We are going global. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining. For those of you who's gonna be watching the replay, do not forget to like and subscribe to our Ting Talk page. And of course, thank you, Sis Marie, for giving us the honor of your presence tonight. And I look forward to working with you. I'll just send you a message for that, sis. So just stay at the backstage while I do the closing for my show. So thank you, everyone, and thank you, Sis Marie. And thank you, of course, for everyone who supported hashtag Project Real Talk. And whether you are joining us live or watching on a replay, please do leave a comment to share your thoughts and insights. Please don't keep us a secret. Help us serve more people by circulating the link of this video. If you find value in what we have shared tonight, please do share. Share it to a friend. Share it to someone who really needs to hear the message tonight. Share it to someone. Let's bless someone by sharing this video. And if you want to help us, if you want to support what we're doing here at TikTok Broadcast and at Life Coach Philippines, just send a message to Coach Rizel at 0917-586-1661. And as I close, I'd like to speak to all the corporate moms out there who are the unsung heroes of the global workforce. There is a lot more competition in the working world today than there used to be 10 years ago, and there seems to be a never ending need to stand out from the crowd that is tirelessly in pursuit of success. But with the reality of the great resignation comes the great opportunity for every worker to start building wealth and becoming their own version of CEO, even while still being employed full time. So if you're interested to embark on a journey of becoming a certified life coach, I want to invite you here. Join us as Master Coach, a professional training and development services offers co-actively co-create life coach certification program with international CPD accreditation and 40 credit units. So ACC course comes with a 21-day web-based learning with lifetime access, 3-day live coaching bootcamp with Master Coach A, and a 3-day live virtual business bootcamp with senior coaching team. It also comes with a program with a done for you coaching programs and many other bonuses so you can jumpstart in the second fastest growing industry in the world today. So join us, connect with Coach Rizal through 0917-586-1661. We have a live coaching bootcamp this coming October 15, 22, and 29 for online learners. And I invite you also to watch the other shows hosted here at TikTok Broadcast. Please follow, subscribe, and engage in our social media accounts at TikTok_TV on Twitter and Instagram, and TikTok Broadcast on YouTube, and give us your review. For partnership and collaboration, please connect with Coach Rizel at 0917-586-1661. So see you in the next episode of Hashtag Project Real Talk on October 18, live here at TikTok Broadcast. And your one coaching thought for tonight is the only the only trick in life is to be grateful for your highs and graceful with your lows. That's from George Pransky. Life may be hard at times, but there is always something we can look forward to. Learn the lessons, have faith, and just move forward. Our resilience helps us to love and create a safe space. Because where love is in action, safety is in action. This is us in the Philippines. coaches like us think and talk like this. I am life coach Tin de Joya, broadcasting beyond borders to advance life coaching worldwide. Love bomb boom, love bomb boom, love bomb boom. See you again next week.